activist for humanitarian causes. Great work in standing in solidarity and supporting the Kashmir cause. Thank you, and thank you all for taking your time out of your busy weekend and coming here today to stand in solidarity against the injustice and grave human rights violations of the people of Kashmir. They have been enduring this since its military occupation by the Indian forces. The purpose of our rally here today is to be the source of power for the Kashmiri cause, because our voices against injustice is what empowers justice for the people of Kashmir. Every kind of human rights abuse and violations have been committed in the Valley of Kashmir over the past 7 decades, and it has been exacerbated by dropping the final heavy bomb on the Kashmiris, which is forcibly annexing the land that belongs to the people of Kashmir through the sheer oppression and injustice perpetrated by the Indian armed forces. On Monday, the Modi government surprised the deprived people of Kashmir of their constitutional rights by abolishing Article 370 and 35A of Indian Constitution that gave special status to the people of Kashmir. Prior to the move, people were told not to come out of their houses. All communication, including phone, internet, had been disconnected. And at this moment in time, over 7 million people are imprisoned in their homes. Patients don't have access to medicines. Schools are closed. Workers have been deprived of their earnings. As the founder of the British Kashmiri Women Council, and also as a British citizen, I have direct links in Jammu and Kashmir and unable to reach my own friends and relatives. It is imperative that I begin by shedding light onto the root cause of the issue we are currently witnessing in the Asian subcontinent today. The partition of British India ended 200 years ago, of the British colonial rule that conquered the richest countries in the world that were subsequently turned into the poorest and most illiterate countries on earth by the time they left in 1947. It's important to denote that Britain did not grant India its independence after all this time in goodwill. Rather, Britain realized that after all the centuries of exploitation, it had drained the oppressed people under their rule, to the extent that it is no longer in Britain's interest now to continue maintaining direct control of the Asian continent. The divide and rule strategy came into play, and this change in strategy allowed the British to ensure the Muslims were never a majority in the Asian subcontinent. India and Pakistan have since fought 3 wars over disputed boundaries in Kashmir in 1947, 1965 and 1999. The tactics of occupation and humiliation employed by the Indian Army have included summary executions, disappearances with current estimated number of disappearances to be over 8,000, sexual violence amongst many more crimes, all of which are documented by the human rights NGOs. UN recently produced 3 reports which documented rapes of women from ages of 14 to 83, used as a weapon of war. It is imperative that we understand that without the legacy of Britain in dividing and conquering the Asian subcontinent, we wouldn't even be facing this issue today. Britain holds a historic and moral ongoing responsibility for what is going on in Kashmir, and has sheer responsibility to partake in the problem solving. The least Britain can do as a nation with a powerful standing on the international platform and a core member of the UN is to ensure the passing of the UN resolution against the violence ensuring within Kashmir by the Indian forces and reinstating Article 370 within the Indian Parliament. Every law and ethical book condemns such steps because this is mere injustice to those who truly own the land. Abolishing this article has suffocated the voices of the Kashmiris by force, the denial of the basic entitlements guaranteed by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of freedom, security and self-determination is illegal and a threat to the world justice system, not just the justice of over 7 million Kashmiris. Recent examples of the Indian government annexing the land by force include sending heavy armed forces, at present 1 soldier to every 10 people in Kashmir. This ratio of army to civilian is unprecedented in human history. So cutting sources of communication and adopting slogans such as, if anyone speaks against us, we will shoot or kill them. Medical facilities and doctors are denied to the civilians, including pregnant women and children in critical states. The silence of the UN is sickening, and its lack of action against the illegal conduct of the Indian government has given the oppressors their power. We need to hold them to account, for occupation is never accepted, injustice is never accepted, abuse is never accepted. Every moral and ethical value-based British citizen must demand our British government intervenes now in between India and Pakistan to solve the matter of Kashmir and to correct what has been committed as a grave mistake by Britain. We also urge the British PM, Boris Johnson, to raise the issue with Prime Minister Modi to ensure the safety and well-being of the Kashmiri people. Raise the issue at the United Nations Security Council to find a permanent resolution to this long-standing issue of self-determination. Please keep Kashmir in your prayers.